to Shannon Confidential. I'm Shannon, your host. And Shannon Confidential is a podcast of a conversation about life, love, and everything in between. It's to tell you that no matter where you come from, no matter how much money you make, no matter what color you are, no matter what's going on in your world, we all follow the same issues. We all have insecurities, we all have doubts, we all have heartbreak, and we all have excitement and wonderful news. But we're all the same. Doesn't matter who you are or anything, we're all exactly the same. So I invite you to come to my podcast where we can just talk about life and what's going on in my life to just share with you, and hopefully you can learn something from me. And today, I'm very excited. I am going to kind of recap my 50th birthday week. Yes, turned 50, so excited. I've never felt stronger, more confident, more comfortable in my own skin. I know to some of you, 50 is like, oh my God, my life's half over. But you know what? That's a mindset. And your life could really just be beginning. It's all what you choose. And I've always, this is gonna sound weird, but my goal, sometimes people want to turn 10, they want to be double digits, or you wanted to be your sweet 16, or for many, wanted to be 21. Me being the Irish Italian, I drank well before I was legally allowed, so turning 21 was not big of a deal. And my brother, being several years older than me, him and all his friends were at the clubs, or they were bouncers at the door. So I was getting into clubs well before I was 21, but I won't say which ones those were. So when I actually turned 21, it was really no big deal. But always, if anybody remembers and anybody knows me, I've always wanted to be 40. 40 was my marker. So if I thought, if I've got my shit together and I know what's going on in life, and I just get it, things just start to make sense, then I'll have it together for the rest of my life. And I felt that at 40, and at 41 I felt better, at 42 I felt even better, and now that I'm 50, oh my God, life has just begun to blossom. I do more now than I ever even did in my 40s. Scuba diving, skydiving, motorcycles, you name it, I do it. I'm an adrenaline junkie, I can't help it. As a matter of fact, my son's birthday is at the end of September, and I'm going skydiving with him. We're going to do a double tandem jump. Little weird this time. They require a mask, so I'm not sure how that'll work. But anyway, that's a whole different story. I'm here to recap my 50th birthday week. Now, first, I have to give credit where credit is due. Matthew, my amazing Matthew, planned this whole thing and did it pretty much on the fly, because for his 50th birthday last year, we did a safari. We went to Botswana, Africa, and we did several safaris, which was phenomenal. I can tell you, if you ever get the chance, get on a plane, get your butt over there. It's worth every bit of everything you can imagine. It was amazing. So my 50th birthday, I wanted to do a motorcycle tour, and we both always wanted to go to Italy. So we were going to do a motorcycle tour through Italy, and then COVID hit. So traveling out of the country and all of that kind of got nixed a bit. But Matthew being Matthew, and my amazing, super Boy Scout, superhero, whatever.
He should have a cape.
Yeah, he should have a cape. He put together a motorcycle trip here in the United States. Now, he knew one of the things I always, which, by the way, I learned to ride motorcycles with Matthew. It was just something we decided that we're going to do, and we've loved every minute of it. So, and I have to go back. He actually surprised me in July. He brought me, I had a Harley, and he brought me to the Indian dealership because he saw an Indian bike that was about the same size that I needed. I sit very low. I need my feet on the ground. I'm only 5'3", and I'm not all that strong, so I needed a bike that, I could handle. And anyway, he brought me to the Indian dealership because he saw a Indian Scout that he thought would be perfect for me, be more powerful, but yet the same size, and surprised me with a motorcycle for my birthday. Really? So all of that, he surprised me for a motorcycle, then plans this whole trip in the States because I wanted to do a motorcycle ride and go camping because I love camping. And so he surprised me with a bike, trailered the bikes. We went and did a whole ride in North Carolina. And one of the things I've always wanted to do, and once he got a motorcycle, he always wanted to do, was to ride Tail of the Dragon. Oh my God, amazing. People do this in sports cars. There's rallies. There's all different events they have oh my God. I'll show pictures. You'll see. I'll show video, everything else over this podcast. It was insane. It was a dream. And then my brother, who lives in North Carolina, was actually able to do the ride with us. So it was just the trifecta of perfectness. And the weather was like, really, he even knows Mother Nature. The man works miracles. I just don't know what to say. Matthew's amazing. So anyway, we had this great trip. We went camping. So I wanted to go over all of it with you. More or less to tell you guys, get out there. We have so much in this world right here in our own country to see, to do. And sometimes I got to tell you, being out camping, being out on the bike, not having your cell phone, not having service, getting away from the chaos and the news was really cleansing to just, I call it getting dirty. I love to have my feet planted in the ground, getting dirty, getting back with nature, hiking, all of that fun stuff. If it's not for you, try it. You never know. What?
It's a dirty cleanse.
It's a dirty cleanse. That's what it is. It's like a mud mask, it's a dirty cleanse. So our first day, well, Matthew got a trailer. We rented a truck, got a trailer. Matthew, of course, figured out how to load 2 motorcycles. He's got a Ducati. It's kind of hot though. Into the trailer, trailered the bikes all the way to North Carolina. Now that's kind of hard when your car is like the size of a semi truck and trying to trailer up. We brought Ford. This was the best part. And so we were trailering the bikes up, had a great time, got to North Carolina in Airbnb on Sunday by the time we got there. And then first thing Monday morning, we were back in the car, unloaded the bikes at the Airbnb, hopped back in the truck with Ford, and then we went to Jackrabbit Mountain in North Carolina. Now, I want to say it wasn't quite glamping, but it was car camping, meaning we could load the car and we parked the car on our campsite. But let there be no doubt we were in a tent, that we pitched a tent, because to me, you have to sleep in a tent on the ground. A little uncomfortable, makes it camping. That's just what it is. So anyway, we get there, we load the tent. I'll show you video. I did some time-lapse video. We had a great time. And then, so we decided we're going to head out on a hike. Now, we got Ford again. We're having the greatest time. We get the tent all set up. And we decided we're going to go for a hike. Now, Matthew, being the ultra superhero Boy Scout, Army captain, everything, he totally knows what he's doing. He had, he wanted the rain gear. He wanted those baked potato silver things that you put all over your body if it rains. Like, he knew it was possibly going to rain, so he wanted to be prepared. Well, I just wanted to go. So I was like, no, we'll be fine. If it rains on us, who cares? It'll make it even better. Let me tell you, always listen to your Boy Scout, because he was so right. In the mountains, it flipping thundered and lightning bolts coming down halfway up the trail. It wasn't like you could go down. So we kind of thought, well, maybe we'll wait it out. I was trying to find the radar on my phone. Of course, there's no cell service. He's looking at me, trying not to show that he's a little frustrated with my, we'll be fine attitude. We are getting poured on, surrounded by trees, lightning bolts coming down. So he takes the earthy, silver thing that you're supposed to put on you so you don't freeze, your baked potato wrap. Now, mind you, we're in the mountains, we're in upper elevations. So with the wind, the rain, and anything, it's already in the 60s. Now, some of you don't laugh. To me, that is basically snow day. Stay home from school, don't go to work. Why in the world would you leave your house in 60 degrees? It's flipping cold. So you add all of that together, and my horrible fear of lightning, which I truly do have a horrible fear of lightning. So Matthew wants us to get under like a tarp. He wanted to bring a tarp. I let him bring a tarp. So he wanted us to get under the tarp, but I felt so bad because Ford is getting soaked. So I just took that space wrap, the foil package, and I wrapped Ford up in it because I just didn't want my dog getting soaked. He was so scared enough with the lightning. But he was a trooper. I gotta tell you, he was a trooper. So now here is Ford wrapped up like a baked potato. We're getting soaked. Matthew is not happy with me. And needless to say, he finally said, you know what? This is just getting worse. We're going to have to just make it back. So we followed the now downriver waterfall that's on the trail all the way back. We were soaked. Now, because we were only there for one night, I didn't bring a whole bunch of extra clothes, did not bring extra shoes. We had nothing, which again got Matthew really upset because the pictures are amazing. So we made a clothing line at the campsite, hung our socks up, pants up. Matthew spent some time in his underwear, but it's all right. It's kind of private. dried everything out. We had the most wonderful time. It was something to laugh about after. He packed his MREs, which were meals ready to eat. Now, previously on a previous trip, we did rim to rim hike in the Grand Canyon. So we did the MREs for our food because you can, it's little tiny packages of food, because the last thing you want to do is hike for 3 days with anything more than 20 pounds on your back. So anyway, I love the MREs. Listen, I gotta tell you, there's nothing healthy about them other than it's food. But I love them, and I love them camping. So he packed MREs, he packed wine. So as our clothes and shoes dried out over the fire, we had MREs and wine. And the best part was going to the bathroom outside. Yes, I know, poopy humor, some people don't have it. Did they have bathrooms there? Yes, but they were kind of far away. And when you're camping in the mountains, there is no light. Even the moon, you're just so much foliage all around you. You are just it's so dark. And I did not want to walk. There were bear warnings and stuff like that, so I didn't want to walk. So I, did my business away from the tent. And the cutest thing, and I have to tell you, as gross as this is, it was still very cute. Ford is like my second bodyguard. If Matthew's not next to me, Ford will be next to me. So when he saw me getting up and walking towards the pitch black, he got up, jumped in front of me, made me pause. He walked in front of me. He saw where I stopped. He did a total perimeter check, made sure there was nothing. I'm telling you, this is what he did. He made a total perimeter check around me and then sat right next to me on the ground to make sure nothing happened to me while I did my business. And when I got done doing my business,
got 2 Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I have 2 Boy Scouts. I got done doing my business, and he walked me back to the fire, and it was just incredible. So that was the first night. So then we came back. So that was Monday night. So Tuesday we came back, hopped on the bikes, packed up, hopped on the bikes, rode through the Blue Ridge Parkway, which was fabulous, and it's windy. So I wanted to get used to being on a windy road, because Tail of Dragon is incredibly windy. Notice, I've earned it. So we went on a beautiful ride at Blue Ridge Parkway. I have video of that I'll show you. And then came Wednesday, this is how good Matthew is. Not only did he get me on my bike and camping for my birthday, which is the only thing I wanted to do, he actually had us on the Tail of Dragon on my birthday with my brother. Rockstar! Can you say Rockstar? I can say Rockstar. So now we ride the Tail of the Dragon, and I forget, Lacey, if you could tell me, I forget, it's like 30-something turns.
It's 11 miles of hairpin turns.
Yeah, like,
back to back.
I don't know how many, it's just back to back to back. It was.
It's scary. There's no way I would.
Yeah, and we did it during the week in the most beautiful weather. So only a few times did some cars pass us. I know if you go on the weekend, you don't even see the pavement at times. There's just so many people on it, so you can't really experience it. So if you're ever going to ride it, and everybody out there should do this, go during the week. We had it practically to ourselves. Most incredible experience of my life. Matthew led us going out. I was behind him. I had the GoPro on my bike, so I have video of Matthew. And when we got to the other side, Matthew put the GoPro on his bike, and I led everybody. So he has GoPro of me riding, and I'll show you that video too. Now, full disclosure.
Don't let your mother see the video of what this looks like before you go.
Yeah, no, my mom did not want to even know where we were going.
Neither did your friend.
Yeah, they're a little worried about me. And I posted what we were doing on Facebook, and I had quite a bit of support out there from people who had done it. And so kudos to all of you. Okay, so now when Matthew was leading, and it was Matthew, then me, then my brother, and a car got kind of close, not close, but was now, following us. And that's really kind of annoying when you're on a motorcycle, especially when you just want to enjoy the ride. So there's these pull-off spots. They're not big. They're not big at all. There's these pull-off spots where basically you just pull out, the car passes you, and you continue on. No big deal. Well, that happened when Matthew was leading. Now, Matthew and I have Bluetooth in our helmets, so we talk to each other while we're riding, so we know what's going on. So when I was riding and I was leading on the way back to go back across the other way, I could see that there was a car behind my brother, in my mirror. So I said to Matthew, hey, I'm going to pull over at the next pull out. We'll try to just keep going and let this guy pass my brother. And Matthew said it was a white van or truck or something like that. So Matthew says, okay, now I am thinking we're just going to barely pause, maybe tap your foot on the ground, whatever, and we're just going to keep going because that's what we did last time, right? Well, no, that's not what happened for me. Now, what you don't realize, or what I didn't realize, because riding in North Carolina is not like riding in Florida, is Tail of Dragon, the road is very graded. Very, very graded. So when we pulled off to let that truck go by, and I went to put my foot down to just kind of pause. I was still in first gear, didn't even get to neutral. I wasn't planning on stopping. I was planning on keep going. So when I went to put my foot down, and you'll see on the video, it happened so fast you don't realize it, what actually happened. It shocked the hell out of me. I didn't expect it. So I pull off, the car gets ready to go by. I went to put my foot down to just kind of like, get ready to go again. And when you go to put your foot down, the ground's not there, you lose your balance. And when it comes to being on a motorcycle, for anybody who does not have one, anybody who does have one knows this, there is a hairline. There is a hairline where you can catch your bike and catch your footing, and there's not a damn thing you can do, the bike's going down, because you just can't help it. And when I went to put my foot down and the ground was not there and my bike tilted, that hairline past the point of no return, the only thing I could do was put it down as gracefully as possible and get out from under it on a downgrade with a truck coming. So I hopped my way out and put it down. It happened in a split second, but it felt like eternity. Then I realized, oh my God, I just hopped into the road with a truck coming, did like this pirouette. I don't even know how I managed that. Got back to my bike, went to pick it up because I, could, but when it's a 400 plus pound bike that is on a steep grade, it felt like 1,000 pounds. It wasn't a damn thing I could do. Well, then you see my brother run over and he helps pick it up. And then Matthew, he's off his bike. And then you see how tilted the road is. Then you see everybody's bike, the camera go like this. And you realize that's where I tried to put my foot down. So anyway, you're going to get a lovely video of me dropping the bike, pirouetting, getting back to my bike. But that was the worst of it. That's the worst of it on Tail of the Dragon. I am lucky. With that said, one of my Swarovski crystals came off of my license plate, my screw cap, and it made it onto the Tree of Shame. And yes, Tail of the Dragon does have a Tree of Shame. It's full of crazy bike parts from people and car parts, fenders, everything from people who have wrecked on it because it's highly wreckable. I know people tell me that people get airlifted off of it all the time, which is the reason why I couldn't tell my mom and my friends the whole story. So anyhow, my little Swarovski cap made it to the Tree of Shame. Oh, got pictures of that too. Matthew handed it in. So one day we'll be back there and we will see my little crystal. But we made it back. We got pictures with the dragon. We had a fabulous lunch. It was just the greatest day with Matthew and my brother on my birthday. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you both. So that's what, excuse me. Sorry. So that's what I did on my birthday. And then Matthew cooked a beautiful steak dinner for all three of us that night. We had a greatest time. And then the next morning, so then Wednesday morning we packed up. No, we rode on Wednesday. So Thursday we packed up and we headed out to Hook Glade campground. Pitched the tent again. And this was amazing. We were prepared for the rain because it did rain. And let me tell you, when it rains on your tent, and you're just in a sleeping bag. And of course, yes, Ford slept in the tent with us. So it was me, Matthew, and Ford in the tent. It was so incredible. It was just wonderful. We went and hiked to Rainbow Falls and brought Ford. It was a couple miles. We were there at the falls. We stopped on the way to the falls and grabbed some subs. And so we had sub sandwiches and Ford ate right there at Rainbow Falls. It was amazing. Hiked back. It was just an amazing trip. Of course, yes, we did have more MREs and wine at Van Hook, and they were fabulous there. And what I did notice on our two hikes was the incredible amount of multiple species of mushrooms. Now, no, I know you're gonna think mushrooms, psychedelic stuff, and yeah, that is true. But anybody who also knows me knows I'm a geeky science freaky nerd. And so we had to stop every time I saw a different kind of mushroom and take a picture of it. So I have a whole mushroom album. I am totally weird. I can't help it.
You're like multifaceted. You're like a diamond because you've got your earth girl nature, tomboy, motorcycle rider.
Yeah, well, it's kind of what it is. What it is. So anyway, so I have all these mushrooms. But then we came back, and Matthew, when we got back, Matthew, not to jump ahead a little bit, but Matthew found a movie. I forget what channel it's on, but I'll link you guys to it. I think it's called The Fantastic Fungus, something like that. It got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. He goes, I have a surprise movie for you. We, of course, probably thought, okay, this is going to be like, well, he thought it was going to be like some stupid mushroom movie. I was jumping out of my seat, excited, poured myself a glass of wine. I was all ready for this fungus movie. I have to tell you, The Fabulous Fungus, whatever it is, I will link you. It is spectacular. And best part of it is we have discovered that there is glow-in-the-dark mushrooms. Glow-in-the-dark mushrooms right in North Carolina where we were hiking. So, with all of this said, we are actually going back in October because being a Florida girl, I've never seen like the peak of the leaves change for the seasons. So we're going to go back in October. We left the bikes up there at my brother's house. We're going to drive back up in October and we're going to do a night hike. Headlamps and all. A little scary because I did that in the Grand Canyon at the top part and thought I was going to die for about an hour until we got to our campsite. Scary as all hell. But we're going to be on the ground, so it's okay, no cliffs.
There's bears out at night.
Well, I'll have
And
my
things
bear bell,
that-
my bear spray, and I will be carrying. So I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Yeah, I probably just let that. Yes, I'm a gun girl too. Love my guns. Try to take away my guns, you're gonna get jacked in your butt with my guns. So don't go near my guns. Anyway, we're going back in October. We're doing a night hike. Matthew loved the movie so much. We are going to find these glow-in-the-dark mushrooms. I'm telling you, we are just on a mission. Back to my party, my birthday week. So we get back, what was it? Friday we relaxed. I started realizing that hopping out from under my bike the way I did, I kind of jacked my knee up a little bit. I actually have a doctor's appointment tomorrow to see an orthopedic because it kind of really hurts still. So Saturday we were going to do our final ride through the Great Smokey Mountains, and it rained all day. It was forecast to rain all day, and when you want to be on a bike, you don't want to be in the Great Smoky Mountains on a bike. First of all, it's freezing. Second of all, I love riding my motorcycle. I do not like wet roads. It scares the hell out of me. I was in a horrible, horrible car accident in high school on a road that was wet from a rain a few hours before. Stitches, surgery, the whole thing. My head into the windshield. It was a horrible accident, no seatbelt. So wet roads scare the hell out of me. And on a bike, it's even worse. So I just wasn't going to do it. And so Matthew said, you know what? Let's hop in the car. Let's just drive it. So we did. We drove it. We got some subs. We packed a cooler. We had a beautiful picnic along this gorgeous river with no one around us. It was so spontaneous and it was so beautiful. I have pictures of that too. So we spent the last day with Ford driving the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Great Smokey Mountains, and we're scouting out sites that, we're going to do this ride when we go back in October now, so we get to see it all green, and then we'll get to see it in the beautiful oranges and reds and yellows and all that fun stuff. So that is, and then we came home. Then we drove home, left the bikes up there, drove home, and I'm still just floating. It was still the best birthday ever. I'm lucky. I know how lucky I am. I am so fortunate to have the opportunity to do it. That Matthew is just, little army nut. He could plan anything outdoors and indoors. He got it all planned. We got to bring Ford. It just was so spectacular, and I just wanted to share all of that with you. So, guys, get in an RV, get in your cars, pitch a tent, do it in your backyard. You don't even have to go anywhere.
America, beautiful.
Yeah, go see America. Our America is awesome. We have the most beautiful places. The park still needs you out there. It was just incredible. Happiest girl in the world. Thank you, everybody. We are now at our Be Kind quote of the day. And our Be Kind quote is something to take forward, inspire you, just something to be kind, pay it forward. Now, today's Be Kind quote is more of a saying. I'm not even sure who wrote it or who said it because it doesn't say. But I gotta tell you, she's gotta be pretty fabulous. And the Be Kind quote of the day is, forget glass slippers. This princess wears motorcycle boots. Here we are at Style Secrets. Now, Style Secrets is where I share something that I have or my friends have. It could be a product, a procedure, makeup, cleaning supplies. It doesn't matter. It's just paying it forward. Something that I've used that I think is great and fun and could help somebody else out there. But this time I'm going to do Style Secrets. It's actually a motorcycle shop. Now, my Style Secrets for this week is the Cartel Baggers of Fort Lauderdale. They are incredible. Shannon and the guys over at Cartel Baggers Fort Lauderdale are miracle workers. Now, it is really hard to get someone that you totally trust to work on your motorcycle, and then to get your motorcycle parts in record time, because here Matthew surprises me with a motorcycle. I had to get I wanted to change my handlebars. I wanted to change my mirrors. There's some stuff I wanted to do to make my ride more for me, the way I like to ride my bike, cafe style a bit. And Shannon was able to find the parts, get the parts, install them on my bike in record time. When I came to him and said, hey, Shannon, I want you to work on my new bike, and this is what I want done, and this is when I need it back by, he very politely looked at me and said, I will try. Well, the man did try, and he succeeded greatly. And I had the ride of my life. All the rides were fantastic, but I was able to ride the tail of the dragon with my bike exactly the way I wanted it, because Shannon and the guys at Cartel Baggers Fort Lauderdale, thank you. You guys are awesome. You need something done on your motorcycle, go to Shannon, Cartel Baggers Fort Lauderdale. And here we are for our confidential questions. And confidential questions is when you send me something you want covered, something that I have covered, a podcast you saw and you have an opinion or something you want to add, anything at all. Confidential questions goes across the board. I have no rules. Whatever you have, send them to me. And you can send your confidential questions to my email, and that's shannonconfidential007@gmail.com. Thank you. And if you have been looking on my Facebook page and my Instagram page, you will notice that I have had some awesome new merchandise, and that's by Dar's Designs. She's made so many Shannon Confidential. She's made baseball caps, t-shirts, tank tops, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, I like everything. She's so easy to work with. You could make your design, you could send her a logo, or you can just work with her on a logo, or just a saying that maybe you saw out there and you want to put it on a shirt. She is fantastic. So I want to thank anybody who has ordered my merchandise, Shannon Confidential at Dar's Designs. And to remind you, if you watched episode 15 and 16, that was racism, classism, and inequality. And we spoke with Gloria Vargas with Care in Action USA. $1 from everything purchased at Dar's Designs for Shannon Confidential, we will donate back to Care in Action USA. Thank you. I love my followers, and I need my followers. I need my numbers. This is where your podcast gets out there. I need my followers, and you can follow me on Facebook at Shannon Confidential. You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon_confidential. You can follow me on Twitter at ShannonConfide7. All of my videos are on YouTube at Shannon Confidential, and I am on Apple Podcast at Shannon Confidential. Thank you. We are now at our Be Kind quote of the day. And our Be Kind quote is something to take forward, inspire you, just something to be kind, pay it forward. Now, today's Be Kind quote is more of a saying. I'm not even sure who wrote it or who said it because it doesn't say. But I gotta tell you, she's gotta be pretty fabulous. And the Be Kind quote of the day is, forget glass slippers. This princess wears motorcycle boots. Here we are at Style Secrets. Now, Style Secrets is where I share something that I have or my friends have. It could be a product, a procedure, makeup, cleaning supplies. It doesn't matter. It's just paying it forward. Something that I've used that I think is great and fun and could help somebody else out there. But this time I'm going to do Style Secrets. It's actually a motorcycle shop. Now, my Style Secrets for this week is the Cartel Baggers of Fort Lauderdale. They are incredible. Shannon and the guys over at Cartel Baggers Fort Lauderdale are miracle workers. Now, it is really hard to get someone that you totally trust to work on your motorcycle, and then to get your motorcycle parts in record time, because here Matthew surprises me with a motorcycle. I wanted to change my handlebars. I wanted to change my mirrors. There's some stuff I wanted to do to make my ride more for me, the way I like to ride my bike, cafe style a bit. And Shannon was able to find the parts, get the parts, install them on my bike in record time. When I came to him and said, hey, Shannon, I want you to work on my new bike, and this is what I want done, and this is when I need it back by, he very politely looked at me and said, I will try. Well, the man did try, and he succeeded greatly, and I had the ride of my life. All the rides were fantastic, but I was able to ride the tail of the dragon with my bike exactly the way I wanted it, because Shannon and the guys at Cartel Baggers Fort Lauderdale, thank you. You guys are awesome. You need something done on your motorcycle, go to Shannon, Cartel Baggers Fort Lauderdale. Here we are for our confidential questions. And confidential questions is when you send me something you want covered, something that I have covered, a podcast you saw and you have an opinion or something you want to add, anything at all. Confidential questions goes across the board. I have no rules. Whatever you have, send them to me, and you can send your confidential questions to my email, and that's shannonconfidential007@gmail.com. Thank you. And if you have been looking on my Facebook page and my Instagram page, you will notice that I have had some awesome new merchandise, and that's by Dar's Designs. She's made so many Shannon Confidential. She's made baseball caps, t-shirts, tank tops, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, I like everything. She's so easy to work with. You could make your design, you could send her a logo, or you can just work with her on a logo, or just a saying that maybe you saw out there and you want to put it on a shirt. She is fantastic. So I want to thank anybody who has ordered my merchandise, Shannon Confidential at Dar's Designs. And to remind you, if you watched episode 15 and 16, that was racism, classism, and inequality. And we spoke with Gloria Vargas with Care in Action USA. $1 from everything purchased at Dar's Designs for Shannon Confidential, we will donate back to Care in Action USA. Thank you. I love my followers, and I need my followers. I need my numbers. This is where your podcast gets out there. I need my followers, and you can follow me on Facebook at Shannon Confidential. You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon_confidential. You can follow me on Twitter at ShannonConfide7. All of my videos are on YouTube at Shannon Confidential, and I am on Apple Podcast at Shannon Confidential. Thank you.